Hi, good night everyone. It's night here where I'm recording, and welcome back to the second official episode of Ma'am, Your Toast is Too Soggy podcast, where I talk about things. Yeah, things. And I know it's been too long since the last episode. It's been 2 months, I think. Yeah, and the explanation for that is I'm going through that phase again where I don't feel like doing any sort of shit and cannot pull myself together. So bear with me. But anyways, I am at Kelantan now, so bear with me as the surrounding noises are very sound and very loud. So I'll try my best to edit that out. Okay, so I think, I don't want to babble a lot about things that you guys don't want to hear. So let's get into today's topic, which is ironically growth and maturity. Yeah, I know it's ironic because someone hasn't been succeeding in that particular field but chose to talk about it anyways. And I don't know. Again, I am no sort of master or like expert in this sort of psychological thing, but here we are, okay, and you're listening to this. Also ironic. Okay, so let's get into the first subunit, I guess you can say, which is growth. Now, what is growth? I think when it comes to growth, people always say it's like progress. It's like a linear path that we walk through, as we age over time, you know what I mean? But personally, for me, I see growth as this sort of like cycle. Not necessarily like a vicious cycle, because it's not that like bad most of the times, but it's just a cycle of ups and downs, and that cycle, that repetitive pattern of up and down is growth to me. Because I feel like when we say if growth is a progress over time, it is true, but I think like as we venture the voyage of growth, we will start to see a pattern, that is repetitive, and which is why I say so that it's like a cycle. It's a pattern that we can see as we grow. It is not necessarily similar every cycle, but it forms that sort of like pattern of ups and downs. And I mean, like, even if you look like in terms of economic growth, I don't know why I'm talking about this, definitely out of my knowledge, but like on a general graph to illustrate economic growth, that's these peaks and troughs, whatever you call that. But yeah, there's the highest point and the lowest point, and that high and low keeps on repeating itself, and that is the progress of growth. You always go up, you always go down. And because of the ups and downs that exist in growth, I think that we can categorize growth itself into specifically two directions of growth, which is the first one being a positive growth and a negative growth. And I think when it comes to positive and negative growth, this is the direction that we can choose, like something that is within our control. Not necessarily most of the time, but I mean most of the time we can, but not necessarily every time. But yeah, most of the time we can control the direction of our growth, either positive or negative growth, because growth itself is something inevitable. Like, you go through it regardless if you want it or not. You're still gonna grow. I mean, physically, mentally, in every aspect of life, growth is going to happen, regardless if you give up, or unless you decide to like end your life. But please don't do that. Growth will still happen, and again, like I said, it affects every aspect of life. Like physically, you sometimes you are healthy and then you get sick, and then you get healthy again, you get sick, healthy, sick, healthy. And you, even if it's not like disease, in terms of diet, you know, sometimes you feel like, oh, maybe I'm gonna work out today. Talking about workouts though, this is something that I really hate myself for, because I personally, I don't know, it feels like workout is such, I mean, workout is hard for everyone, you know, but it is exceptionally hard for me because I don't grow up living my teenagehood working out, I guess. And so when I feel challenged to like build muscles, especially with, you know, masculinity, whatever, that's another topic for discussion. But yeah, this, you know, you feel pressured to work out because every man does, you know, which you shouldn't, but I do. I hate myself for that. But yeah, like sometimes you feel like working out, but sometimes you feel like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I want to eat whatever I want. I want to spend my time on bed scrolling TikTok, and that is the negative and positive direction of growth that we choose. But the growth of our body itself is inevitable. You get what I mean? Like, that is in terms of physically. Mentally, it kind of applies the same concept. Like, sometimes you feel like you really want to work on your mental health, you know, which is very good. Please do that. Don't be like me. These, I don't know, the time I took a break, I don't think I was going anywhere. Okay, sorry, where were we? Mental health, isn't it? Okay, again, I wasn't like, I don't think I was going anywhere with my mental health. It was, there were points in my life that I felt like, you know what, I'm gonna take my time off social media. I'm going to work on this, like, mental state, this ideal mental state that I desire, you know, to not feel so attached to people's perceptions, and, you know, love myself more. And then here I am talking shit about myself again. So you see that pattern, it just happens, it repeats, and it's something that I can't escape. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I can't escape. You can work on it, but it takes a lot of struggle. This is where I go to the next thing to talk about, where positive growth, personally, I don't know if this makes any sense. I don't think I make sense, but positive growth personally for me takes so much effort. Like, I don't know if it's just a me thing, but it takes so much effort and it takes so much commitment to just grow in a positive direction, to bloom into this sort of like productive being, you know, to achieve that ideal state of whatever, physical, mental, studies, you know, excel basically. It takes so much effort and commitment because life is cruel. Life is cruel, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't discovered that, I don't know which sort of utopia are you living in, but life is not what do you call that? Rainbows and sunshine? Is that what they use to describe? Basically, it's not utopia. It's this, I don't know. It's just who decided that I should be alive? God did, and I'm just gonna go through that. But yeah, the truth is, positive growth requires dedication and even the will, you know, to be able to survive, or like be able to endure all the struggles just to be in that position, that desired state of mind or physical or whatever, you know. Like, even in studies, you know, let me tell you, you know me, I always rant about college, but accounting has been so hard. Like, I hate it. I hate accounting so much. Like, I genuinely enjoy English. I know, I'm a psychopath. I genuinely enjoy English because it's something that I like. It doesn't just works on my, you know, vocabulary or all the technical stuffs, but it also like gives me much more room to learn much more information, because with English you do some more research about the world and such, so it's like a genuinely enjoyable subject. But accounting is just so much, it's not a cliche, but what do you call it, it's like very systematic. No, it's all very, first it's very routine works, and then it's like I just hate those sort of like programming, the siblings of that, which includes accounting. And so I really hate it, and so it's so hard for me to be able to um excel in accounting if I don't revise, if I don't do all the petty shit that I have to do just to excel in accounting. And that is just studies on a very minute scale. Like in life as a whole, positive growth requires so much more effort, and you can't just do the bare minimum, because the bare minimum in most cases don't really get you somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I saw this TikTok once. It was a while ago. Like, normalize doing the bare minimum, which is, I mean, I kind of agree. Sorry, these kids. Okay. Yeah, I'm in my room. Yeah, I have a room, and I'm visiting my grandma, so I kind of stay in one room. Okay, back to the topic. Where was I? Growth, the positive growth as a whole. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I've been working on my body. I haven't. The truth is, I haven't, and it takes so much effort. Like, I want to grow tall, because I'm short. I'm like, I don't want to tell you my height, but it's short. It's so short for an average man. I want to cry. There's so much insecurities about me that I can't change, or don't want to change. These kids, I will murder a child. Okay, but yeah. Studies, mental health, lifestyle, you name it, everything. If you want to achieve something, just requires dedication and effort, and sometimes it's enjoyable. Like, you can find passion in commitment, okay? But to find that passion itself also requires a lot of energy, and so you can't just simply ignore the fact that, oh, because I want to achieve this, then I'll just do it. And that is why I think, this is a bit off topic, but when it comes to putting goals for yourself, it must be something realistic and something that you enjoy doing. Like, I saw this TikTok, well, always the TikTok, but I saw this TikTok once, and it says that as we were moving into 2021, yeah, it was last year, but as we were moving into 2021, let's just set goals that we genuinely enjoy doing, because that would ease the process of giving commitment and dedication to it, rather than things that are that we just hate doing. Like, for me, working out, but I can't because of the beauty standards. I hate it so much. Okay, but that's again another topic to talk about. But yeah, it requires dedication. It requires reasoning too. Yeah, reasoning. It requires you to, like, okay, why am I doing this? And most of the time, when I start to what do you call it? Allegedly, like, not allegedly, what do you call it? When I pretend to endorse a new hobby, try to find a new hobby, most of the time the reasons are just because I feel like it. Like, it doesn't have a valid reasoning, and therefore I don't find it the most, like, fun thing to do, compared to me, like, baking. Baking is something I genuinely enjoy doing. Like, it's so fun, even though I fail a lot in baking. I'm not a good baker, if I can tell you that. But it's so fun, and the learning process behind it is fun too, and therefore I have a strong reasoning, because it makes me feel like I'm connected